Hi, this is Dave Kettlewell, the host of mastersofharmonica.com, and I'd like to welcome you to what I call the Big Daddy form of vibrato, which is larynx glottis. Arguably the most difficult, the most challenging, but a lot of players like it best and use it an awful lot. Toots Thielemans has a hybrid form of vibrato that his was based very much on larynx glottis vibrato. And you're also going to see this type of vibrato used by people like Franz Schmel, but he has a hybrid form that he uses as well. By hybrid, I mean a mix of one plus another type. So let me give you a demonstration early on of the larynx glottis vibrato. It's not controlled by, movement of this diaphragm in and out. It's not controlled by the hand. It's not controlled by the lips. It's not controlled by the tongue. It's controlled by the gate here, which is actually at your larynx glottis. That's the name, larynx glottis vibrato. Where is that in the body? If you go like you were going to spit, that's back there. Or pretend you're Popeye. And that is the area. You're going to be constricting it and opening it up and constricting and open up. And you're probably saying to yourself, he's got to be kidding. He's got to be kidding to me that I'm going to sit there and bring this open and closed under control. That's exactly what you do, and it takes time to develop it. Now, occasionally people get this right away, but if you're like most, you're going to need to practice this for a while to get comfortable. But it is a wonderful form of vibrato, and of course it works with a microphone stuck in the back of the harmonica if you're on stage, because you can do this without using your hands. It's not a hand vibrato. It's a great vibrato for on stage when you have to hold that microphone at the back of the instrument. So how are we going to walk through actually doing this one? First thing is, let's get aware of this, and we want to go kind of scratch out that sound. Now open it up again. Now you put that with the harmonica. It's a gate. It's a gate for air. It's opening and closing. And I know it's weird to be going, but the point is that shows you that you are controlling that air. And so that's basically how you use larynx glottis vibrato. And now a couple of just general points about, and of course you do that on draws and blows. And for some people it's easier on draws, and other people it's easier on blows, but you can use them on both. I'll give you a hint. Okay, now if you do that thing where it was, and you put your head down, it's pretty easy to do, right? Because you can control that gate. When your head's straight, but lift your head up and try and do it. You can barely close it down. So this doesn't work real well when your head's tipped. A lot of players, Toots Thielemans, they bend their chin down, which already constricts that area of the throat, and it can make it easier to do larynx glottis vibrato. So that might be one way to make it a little easier. I couldn't even do it with my head up. Couldn't even do it, but it was easier with the head down. So basically, this is a form of vibrato that I would say, I don't think it would be a good idea to work on this more than maybe 30 seconds to a minute a day for the first week. Your musculature is probably not used to doing this in this part of this body. And of course, what you're going to find is in the beginning, it's not really under control. You can't really do it at a pace that's comfortable with the same amount of change in the note. It's going to be a little out of control. It'll sound like this if you can do it. That's what it sounds like in the beginning. And then over time, over weeks, as you practice maybe a minute a day, 2 minutes a day, and this musculature gets used to doing what you tell it to do, you'll be able to do something that's rhythmic that actually sounds good. Okay, so let's cover some of the ground that we've covered with vibrato. We've discussed and gone through how to do. We've done hand vibrato. We have done abdominal vibrato, where it's controlled with the abdomen. Then the lip vibrato. And of course, that one's great when you're actually holding a microphone because it will work. You don't have to have your hands in a certain position. And then we have our tongue piston. And of course, then the big daddy, the larynx glottis. So various types of vibrato. Now, again, don't be afraid when you're playing and using vibrato to vary the rhythm of the change in the note. It can go from fast to slow, and the audience is like that. And if you're using other forms like lip vibrato, you can change the speed of it, and that's part of the vibrato. You can also make the effect greater in the various vibratos and then less. And of course, understand that for most players who use vibrato, professionals you're going to watch, or amateurs or whatever, they're using a mix of one or two types. A lot of the time, they won't do just one form of vibrato. One will usually be dominant. As an example, people who do larynx glottis vibrato oftentimes will also be moving their tongue a little bit, which is tongue piston up and down too, and it becomes a hybrid. So you can kind of think about that. And I think that the point that I want to leave you with on vibrato is that it's a wonderful use of your practice time, because as you get control, minute control of airflow and shaping of sound, which you do through working with vibrato, you'll find that you're a better player, and that somehow it makes everything you do a little better, a little bit more under control, so that you're in the habit now of controlling each note in the minutia. And that's the mark of a very good musician. So this is opening a door for you to a whole new level of playing music. Good luck with all the forms of vibrato.